Ever since I started releasing music at 13 years old, I've heard the same thing. That song sounds like it should be in a musical. And that used to grind my gears. Now, it's not that I didn't like musicals or that I ever haven't liked musicals. I love musicals. I've been a musical theater kid since I was 6 years old, playing the minor character of Petunia in my school's production of Grace Jr. I went to theater camp every summer and was in musicals whenever my schedule would allow it. I even tried to write a musical in 8th grade, but that is for another time. So why did my non-musical theater songs being compared to show tunes bother me so much? And what was it about those songs that was so theatrical? And finally, what do I think about them now that I have a master's degree in musical theater writing? My name is Madeline Skye, and I write musicals. Da 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 da. Early October 2012, my 11-year-old self walked into the choir room, ready to present the first song I had ever written fully for voice and piano. Certain Fridays were talent shows, and this talent show was about to change my life. The song was called Apologetic Melody, and I had written it out of remorse for telling a guy named Jeff that I was glad I wouldn't see him again. I'm sorry for everything I said, and trust me, I never meant it to. I saw him many more times as early as the next week. But the songs got rave reviews from my classmates, and I was riding high. Mostly the comparison I got was Taylor Swift, which made sense because Speak Now was my most listened to album at the time. Red would come out a few weeks later. So I kept writing songs. Several more were written about Jeff, and one was written about how it was hard to find other topics to write about that weren't Jeff. The Taylor Swift comparisons from friends and family were fueling my creativity, and I felt on top of the world. When I was 13, I decided to record and release 4 of those songs on an EP that I would call 91 Keys. Alternatively, the Jeff Saga. Now, there was nothing inherently theatrical about these early songs musically. Lyrically, however, they were long epics of my own pre-teenage angst, with highs and lows, peaks and valleys taking you from the beginning to the end of the songs. I was angsty, and I was a drama kid. And then I became a teenager. I wrote a lot of songs between the ages of 14 to 17, 4 of which ended up on my second EP, Don't Bite. My inspirations at the time were mainly Queen, Peter Gabriel era Genesis, Billy Joel, and Elton John. So that should tell you the level of theatricality these songs had. The piano on these songs got extremely jazzy and proggy. That combined with my vocal delivery being half Billy Joel, half Ethel Merman, and the lyrics being much more conversational and story-based, one being about a werewolf. This is where the theater comparisons really started. I wrote Accents when I was 16 about not being bothered by what people think of you. Kind of ironic, given how I reacted to everyone's reactions to these songs. The song had several sections, including a show-tuney opening and closing.
They speak in tongues, accents mask them under casks. Here come the answers you didn't want, still they try to cut like a knife.
And an instrumental middle with a saxophone solo and a ragtime section. This, along with the opening track, the Antisocial Song, cemented a change in my vocal delivery and lyric writing that was decidedly theatrical. So naturally, I started hearing things like, "You should write a musical. This belongs in a musical. You belong in a musical." Firstly, no, I really can't act very well. And secondly, they were right. But I fought tooth and nail against the comparison for years. No, it's not musical theater. It's prog pop. It's my own genre. I'm a singer-songwriter. It's jazz. It's pop. It wasn't pop. And judging by what I did next, I don't know if I knew what pop sounded like anymore. By the time I was 19, I was at Berklee College of Music, writing a rock opera that really could not have been more like a musical. And I was so fed up with people telling me that my songs were anything other than commercial that I decided to show them by writing the poppiest pop song they've ever heard. This is how that song started.
Damn, sit down. My head will
won't stop it spinning. My tiredness is winning. Can't comprehend most things, but this I see. It's me.
And then in the next verse,
Please, get off.
I filled the song with backing vocals that could not have sounded more like a community theater ensemble cast if they try. And everyone pointed that out. One person told me, I can just see it on a stage. And for the next year, that made me so mad. In 2020, I spent my time quarantined making dozens of new songs in my bedroom, getting told by my teachers online that I should write a musical. It bothered me until it just didn't. Mercedes was the first song I wrote where I embraced my theatricality. And for that reason, I think it's one of the best I've ever written. It adapts a scene from The Count of Monte Cristo, the book, not any of the adaptations, where Mercedes defends her decision to have married Fernand to Edmund, telling him off. It has bagpipes! It's really good. And above all else, it's musical theater. Shortly after, I declared my minor as musical theater writing and dove headfirst into my full creative potential in composing, book writing, lyric writing. I went and got my master's immediately after undergrad. And now, here I am. I love writing musicals, but for some reason or another, I'm not great at finishing them. So I'm starting this channel to follow my journey of writing a short musical every month. If you want to come with me on this crazy endeavor, please consider subscribing because it's gonna be fun. Until next time, my name is Madeline Sky, and I'm writing musicals.